Good evening, all my dear student, and welcome to this lecture of SYBSc Physics. In previous lecture, we studied number of methods for the reduction of spherical aberration. Now, in this lecture, we are going to see the second type of monochromatic aberration, that is coma or chromatic aberration. Coma or chromatic aberration and spherical aberration, if we studied in detail, then it is observed that there is a little difference between them. In what sense? Listen me. Chromatic aberration is similar to spherical aberration in the sense that both these aberrations arise due to the failure of lens to focus all the rays from a point object to a single point. That means what? That means what? In spherical aberration, due to large deviation of marginal rays and smaller deviation of paraxial rays, there is a axial or longitudinal aberration. Okay, and hence in spherical aberration there is a failure of lens to form a point image of the point object. Instead of it, single lens gives two images, one due to focus of paraxial rays after refraction and another is due to focus of marginal rays after refraction. Same thing is happen here. That means what? In chromatic aberration or coma aberration, image of point object is not formed at a single point on the axis of the lens. Okay, so in case of spherical aberration also, the image of point object situated on the axis of the lens is in the form of circle. We studied this. In spherical aberration, what happened? In case of spherical aberration, the image of point object situated on the axis of the lens is in the form of circle of varying diameter along the axis. Whereas in chromatic aberration or coma, the image of the point object situated off the principal axis, not on the principal axis. This is the main difference. What is the similarity in both and what is the difference in both? That means what is the similarity in spherical aberration and chromatic aberration, and what is the difference between the spherical aberration and chromatic aberration? This is the notable question. So I am again going to tell you that in both the aberration there is a failure of formation of point image of the point object situated on the principal axis. This is the similarity. And difference in spherical aberration, there is no formation of single point image of the single point object on principal axis. Instead of getting a image at a single point of the point object O or single object O, instead of that there are two images, one due to the maximum deviation of marginal rays and another is due to minimum deviation of paraxial rays. Okay. Now, so here in spherical aberration, there are two images of a single point object. One is at focus of marginal rays and one is at focus of paraxial rays. Whereas, but both the images on the axis, but in chromatic aberration, the image of single point object on the axis of the lens is for off the axis, not away. That means image of a single point object on the axial principal axis is formed not on the axis but it is off the axis. Okay. So in a single statement or in a single line we can define chromatic aberration as if the point object is situated of the principal axis, the lens forms a comet-like or eggs-like. Comet shape means shape like eggs. So if the point object is situated off the principal axis, the lens form a comet-like image in place of point object. This defect is in the image, this defect in the image is called coma. So very important definition. We have to concentration only on this definition. So I am again going to repeat. If the point object is situated of the principal axis, the lens forms a comet-like image in place of point image. The shape of the image is like comet, and this defect in the image is called coma or chromatic aberration. So in order to study this, see, this is the principal axis, this is the convex lens, single convex lens, this is the optical center. Oh, okay. See here, this is the point object, sorry, this is the object, this is not point object. This object is not on the principal axis, but it is off, off. This object is off the principal axis. So, see here, this is the array, this is another ray, and this is the another ray. See here, this ray is represented by double arrow, this is the ray represented by single arrow but same type of arrow, and this is the ray different denoted by different type of arrow. So this is suppose one type of arrow, this is second, and this is third type. There are three type of arrow. We know that these are the paraxial, sorry, these are the this is the paraxial rays and this is the marginal rays. Paraxial ray shows minimum deviation and marginal ray shows. So again we going to consider different zone. Again same type of rays. This ray and this ray are similar type. This ray and this ray are similar type, and this ray and this ray are similar type. So after refraction, you will get the image to this point. Okay, at point. Sorry. Image is formed at point P. And when we place the screen, sorry, this is the screen XY. This is the focal point of this lens. So here, this is the first zone plus. Now, this is okay. These are the points. So first point shows like this. Okay, now second circle. This is the shape of image and like a comet. Now I am going to explain in details how this is happen. See here, in this figure illustrates the presence of comma. This is the defect in image produced like this. So this figure illustrates the presence of comma in the image due to a point object situated off the axis, not on the axis of the lens, axis of the lens. Okay. In order to understand this chromatic aberration or comma produced by the lens, consider the rays, different rays originating from a single point A. A is the image. Okay. Now consider the first pair of rays, that is a ray passing through this point A and strike on the lens. Okay, like this, first ray, 1 and 1, first zone. Now this one and this one, second zone, and this one and this one is third zone. There are different types, like this. There are different type of zone. Okay, now here we are divide all this thing into three major points, three non-important points. The rays of light originating from A, passing through the zone limited by 1 and 1, meets on the screen at point P after refraction. The screen XY though after refraction. Remember that screen is perpendicular to the principal axis. Okay. Second type, the rays originating from A, but other than this ray and this ray, passing through the zone limited by the rays in between this second zone or limited by second zone. After reflection they intersect here at point Q. See here, point P is the exactly on the screen XY, but this is just in front, little in front of, not on the screen XY, but little in front of the XY. Point PQ is not on the screen XY, but it is little in front of the screen XY, which is limited by the zone 2, 2. Okay. This is due to fact that why this is not come here, because the rays limited by zone 2 having the maximum deviation, having the maximum focal length as compared to the rays limited by the first zone. Okay. So the cone of rays, this is the cone of rays start from point A and inclines as the ray 2, 2 will meet at point Q. If now screen is again placed here, XY screen, cone will be produce a bright circle at point Q, not at point P. Now consider the joint effect of various zone. This is the third zone. They shows the deviation, or they come to focus at point this R. Okay. So image from comet shape. The radius of the circle is not now. These are the radius corresponding to this different point belong to different zone. It is found that the radius goes on increasing. The radius of the circle increases the zone, radius of the zone of the lens. All the circles are found to overlap one over another, resulting in an image having the appearance like a comet, that is a shape of X. Comet with its tail. This is the tail of the comet and this is the head of the comet. Tail is toward the point Q and head is point towards F. The intensity at P is maximum and intensity goes on decreasing towards F. The intensity of this comet is greater at P and decreases as it approaches to point F. Due to this appearance of comet, there is appearance of comet or images look like comet, and hence the defect is named as comet. Okay, now we are going to see how we can reduce this type of monochromatic aberration. That means how we can reduce the coma, or how we can reduce the chromatic aberration. Very simple. We have seen that the chromatic aberration arises due to variation of lateral magnification. This is the lateral magnification. In spherical aberration there is a longitudinal magnification, and here there is a lateral magnification. And here we have seen that the chromatic aberration arises due to variation of lateral magnification for the rays passing through different zone 1, 2, 3. The chromatic aberration can be eliminated by different method. First, we can use the stopper. If we use the stopper like this here, if we stop these two radiation, obviously chromatic aberration will reduce. Okay, this is the first way, which is very popular. Second, like spherical aberration, chromatic aberration produced by a single lens can be reduced by suitable choice of radius of curvature. Suitable choice of radius curvature of lens surface. For example, for an object situated at infinite distance from the lens, chromatic aberration can be minimized by using the lens of refractive index 1.5 and R upon R2 is equal to minus 1 by 9. That means if radius of curvature is R is equal to 1 and radius of curvature, second curvature is 9. That means by using this we can reduce the chromatic aberration. Third way, there is a Abbe condition provided by a German optician Abbe. So Abbe's condition, what is Abbe's condition? Mu1 y1 sin theta 1 is equal to mu2 y2 sin theta 2. This is the Abbe's condition. According to Abbe, a German optician, coma can be eliminated if each zone of the lens satisfy this Abbe condition. In this Abbe condition, mu1, y1 and theta 1 are the refractive index. mu1 is the refractive index, y1 is the height of the object above the principal axis, and theta is the sloping angle. Theta is the sloping angle. That means this sloping angle. This sloping angle, theta. Suppose theta 1 and theta 2. These are the sloping angle of first zone. Theta 2 and theta 2 are the pair of sloping angle of second, and theta 3 and theta 3 are the sloping angle, pair of sloping angle for the third zone. So here mu1, y1 and theta 1 represents or refers for refractive index of the material of the prism. Then y1 is the height of the rays or height of the object above the principal axis, and theta 1 is the incident and the sloping angle or slope angle of incident ray of the light respectively. And the quantities theta 2 y2, sorry, mu2 y2 and theta 2 refers refractive index of the material of the prism. Then y2 is the height of the image above the principal axis, and again theta is sloping angle of emergent rays. These are the emergent rays. This is for incident ray. If both the terms are balanced, then there is minimum spherical aberration. Or we can say that lateral magnification of the image, is given by y2 upon y1. y2 is the height of image and y1 is the height of object. This is the lateral magnification, and from this we can write mu2 sin theta 2 upon mu1 sin theta 1. If this is happen, then we can say that if the lateral magnification, that is y2 upon y1, for all the rays of light irrespective of the sloping angle theta 1 and theta 2, then comma may be eliminated. Why? Since mu1 and mu1 upon mu2 is constant, and if mu1 upon mu2, that is refractive index, both the refractive index are constant, then obviously comma will be eliminated. When mu1 upon mu2 is constant for the material of the lens, then sin theta 1 upon sin theta 2 is equal to constant, and chromatic aberration will be reduced. Okay, the lens which satisfying this condition are known as aplentic lens. Aplentic lens, and the phenomenon is known as aplantism. So these are two important points. For example, point of view, what is aplantism and what is aplentic lens? The aplentic lens which satisfies this condition are known as aplentic lens, and the mechanism in which aplentic lens is there, then the phenomenon is known as aplantism. In this way, we study the chromatic aberration. In next lecture, we will see the another type of monochromatic aberration, that is astigmatism. Till then, we shall stop here. Have a good day.